Often when parents and children are interacting, the parents are just, it feels like they're on top of the children. I'm using that as a metaphor to making sure the children are doing what they're supposed to be doing and completing the homework they're supposed to be completing and blah, 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 and the chores. Just time built into each week, hopefully a little bit in each day, just to get to know your child when they come home from school or you see them or during meals.
So Kelly, it sounds like you have had this amazing journey raising your two children because at 18 months of age of your child, you came into connection with Positive Discipline and met the founder at one of the parenting sessions that you were doing. How could folks find such workshops?
I do want to add something before I answer this question. Even though I learned about Positive Discipline, I started learning about it when my son was 18 months old. I was not a perfect parent, and I have never been a perfect parent. So I've had a lot of good parenting moments, and I've made a lot of mistakes as a parent. But in Positive Discipline, I learned the R's of recovery from mistakes so I could go back and make it a learning opportunity for my children. So I do want to be clear that just because I was practicing Positive Discipline did not mean that I did everything perfectly. So that was not the case, and my children can tell you. But most of the time I did go back and make up for my mistakes in some way or another. I did rupture and repair. I'm thinking of Gottman, who talks about that. So if I made a mistake, I went back and made a repair, usually with my children. Yogi and I both offer workshops, and the Positive Discipline website, there's positivediscipline.com and positivediscipline.org. Either one of those websites will have a place where you can click on classes for parents to take. And also, if you're interested in teaching Positive Discipline, we have certification workshops for that too, for people to become a Positive Discipline parent educator or a Positive Discipline early childhood educator. We have several different paths. There's even Positive Discipline in the classroom for teachers. I love teaching those the workshops to parents as well as workshops to certify people to teach Positive Discipline.
Yes, absolutely. We have workshop for that. We have even empowering people in the workplace, keeping joy in marriage. Positive Discipline is in over 88 countries. But my initial role here is to support parents who are like me and you, Kelly, who experienced challenges of raising a child. And hopefully some of the tools that we've shared would be helpful. And you are so right. There is no such thing as a perfect parent. It's a journey. And on that journey, we can choose to do things in the moment that could be helpful and encouraging, that supports our children to be their best selves. And we just wanted to share a few tools with you today. And Kelly, I appreciate you saying there is no such thing as perfection. And when we go from our heart, chances are we're going to make a connected effort with our children. When we go from fears, we're going to stop, we're going to control, and we're going to possibly get in the way of the relationship building that we have with our children. And in final words and of encouraging parents, how would they incorporate different value systems they have internationally around the world? How could they just do one thing each day to bond with their children and to learn more about what they're doing in their day-to-day life?
Just having connection moments. When I talked about routines, for example, a morning routine for everyone to get out the door, get to where they're going to go, add little connection moments in those routines. Have meals together whenever possible with your family. Also, special time. I scheduled special time with each child once a week. And that meant that we just went and did something together that was fun. And we didn't talk about misbehavior at all. We just got to know each other. I asked what and how questions. And that was built into every week. So my children did that from a young age. They just thought that was normal. So they still continued that when they were teenagers. And again, when they were teenagers, it was really hard not to bring up the misbehaviors of not doing homework or or their grades or any misbehavior, any chore challenges we were having. But I did it. Whenever we were at special time, I made sure I didn't bring those things up. Because often when parents and children are interacting, the parents are just, it feels like they're on top of the children. I'm using that as a metaphor to making sure the children are doing what they're supposed to be doing and completing the homework they're supposed to be completing and blah, 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 and the chores. Just time built into each week, hopefully a little bit in each day, just to get to know your child when they come home from school or you see them or during meals. What was the best part of your day? What was something that was scary for you today? What was something you had to use courage for today? Making that the way that your family talks to each other, because many of us weren't raised with those types of questions. So we have to build new habits as parents about how we interact with children and sharing our moments with that. So if we share, often that will give our children the courage to share. If we share about the mistakes that we've made, that are the mistakes that are appropriate for children to hear about, then that will offer them more courage to share about their mistakes. So I would say modeling, asking those questions, and building in some routines that have connection as a part of the routine. So, for example, a young toddler, or not young toddler, so a preschooler is supposed to get dressed and then get their backpack, and then it's time for breakfast. What about they get dressed, they come get a hug from a parent, and then they get their backpack, they come get a high five from their parent or whatever. Just knowing that connection is one of the things that we all crave as humans, and that children, I think in general, in this rushed, hurried world, they don't get enough of that. So how can we add more connection in there? Because the relationship is the foundation for solving problems together, focusing on solutions, and trying to get into your child's world. That trust is really helpful, that your child gets it, that you care about their perspective, that you care about them, and you care about them even when they're imperfect, even when they're making mistakes.
I love you no matter what. Thank you, Kelly. This has been a rewarding conversation for me, and I'm sure it will be the same for any caregivers out there. Next time, we're going to get into how to prepare children for school. Thank you for joining us today, and please follow our websites if you like it, and see you next time. I'm Yogi Patel. Have a great day. If you like the content of this video, please don't forget to follow. And also, if you want more information, visit the website yogipateltte.com.